Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video we will be looking at a very nasty and difficult lock. It might just be one of the hardest ones I picked, and it's the Opnus Memolis. So for those of you who do not know this lock is kind of similar to the Miwa PR, but it has more elements. I think that arguably it has better tolerances, and it's just a minor lock all around. So before we start talking about the internals, I want to apologize for the quality of the second part of the video, which is the picking itself. Because what happened is that I was just recording basically my practice runs, let's call them, and I was not expecting that the lock will open. So the lighting is not exactly the greatest. It's just the basic lamp I have here, and also I was not doing too much talking, if at all. And the gutting was kinda awkward because I had to look up how to do it, like as I was recording it. So I'm sorry for that, but I will just skip this video because I don't know if I could open it again. Probably I could, but this took me like a really long time, relatively, to figure out. So I'm pretty happy that I got it open. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the lock itself. So we have our key here. You can see that there are some cuts on both of the sides of the key, and there are actually 7 cuts on each side. So that means we have 14 elements in total in this lock, and in this case the elements are levers. So this is basically a lever lock with a sidebar attached, much like the Miwa PR as I mentioned, but here we have 14 of these elements. So there's our key. This is the housing, which, as you can see, also contains a sidebar groove in here and in here as well. Other than that, there's nothing too interesting about it. We have some miscellaneous parts all over the place that came out of the cylinder as I disassembled it. But what's important is the is the core itself. So let's see. I have to be kind of careful about this because one more feature that is very important in this lock is that it's rekeyable, right? So I won't go into details honestly because I do not understand it very well, but the thing is that you can rekey this lock. I will explain probably a bit later as I show you how does it work. So as you can see, this keyway is pretty similar to the Miwa PR as well. There is like a dust cover or shutter in here that needs to be pushed out with your tensioner preferably, but it's not a problem, it's just a little bit annoying. Now I will just try to gently install a front plate on the lock, because there are, as you can see, there is a little knob in here, and there are some protrusions in here that if I push them, the lock would enter a rekey mode, and it really likes to rekey itself. And I think I already accidentally did it, but just in case I did not, I will just install this front cover very carefully, like this. That might work. And I will also put like this back piece in there. So okay, right, this could do it. All right, so let's just take a look at the main part that is interesting. So here we can see all the levers. Of course they are not aligned. Let me show you what happens as I insert the key. So just observe. Okay, so now the key is in, and these through gates that are on the levers sort of aligned. I'm saying sort of because I can already see that they are a little bit off, so the lock kind of rekeyed itself, but the idea is very simple. We have these through gates aligned, and when that happens, this sidebar can sink into them. So this is our sidebar, it's just a nice metal thing that goes into this groove basically. So yeah, let me just remove the key. Can see how many elements are in there, pretty insane. Looking at these levers, hopefully you will be able to see it. We have several kinds in there. So basically we have either ones that are smooth, that means there are no false gates on them, like this one. See, you are basically, if you're picking this lock, you are just pushing this lever until you hit a through gate. So this is a smooth lever. And these levers actually alternate. So there's one on the right, one on the left, one on the right. It's not like in MIWA PR where the distribution is random. Here it's basically regular. So yeah, these kind of levers are smooth, and we also have some false gated levers, like this one for example. So there's our false gate and there's a through gate. So nothing too groundbreaking. It's basically a very well known design, but there's 14 of them, right? So that's actually pretty horrible, and that's actually pretty difficult to do. So let me just explain why. I will just briefly now touch on the rekeying aspect, as I am not exactly sure how it works, but basically this lock comes with like an operating key, and it also can come with a change key. And if you insert this change key into the lock, these levers that I showed you can disengage, and when you turn the key, the change key, like 180 degrees, remove it and insert your new key, it will rekey the lock to the new key. So basically it's easy for the owners or for the managers to change the key. So that's basically just like a very brief explanation of the mechanism. But yeah, that's the rekeying part, and actually the picking part is what's the worst. So how do we actually pick this lock? So tensioning, very important is, or time saving for you, is to find a tensioner that you can put like right here in the middle, right? Because you can of course swap tensioners from left and right, but I feel like that wastes a lot of time. So I found this, what is it? It's like a multi-pick. It's called SP46, and this thinner end can wedge pretty good into the middle of the keyway. So that's one thing, tensioning. You kind of want to use heavy tension all the time to find the binding levers, but as you're setting one, it's advisable to use much lighter tension and release it very slowly. So what do we use for picking? I actually used pretty a high number of flakes. I don't know if it was necessary, but I used all of these. So starting, I was using this multi-pick number 11. It's like the thinnest one, and it was just to gently poke the levers because they're not binding that hard when you start. Then probably my most used one was number 7, because it's kinda small, but it's sturdy, and the shaft is kinda thick. And towards the end I pulled out these two, number 4 and 5. They are both sturdy, and they are also longer than the 7. So But Rain and CK, the other two guys who picked this lock, used only these two, so maybe you can use these two as well. Well, the general principle of picking this lock is of course finding the binding levers, the ones that are not moving, and trying to push them outwards with your flag until they feel kind of jiggly. But I think that even more important thing in this lock is listening to the sound that set lever makes, because you will see me in the pick if you watch it because it's 20 minutes of silence almost. You will see me constantly testing the levers and sort of scrubbing them with my pick. And if you listen closely, the set levers make a very distinct, like a clicky sound, and the levers that are bound or in a false gate, they do not make like almost any sound. It's just metallic, sort of dampened, dull sound. So just listen to the lock. It's really important in here, I would say. Another thing that I would recommend is trying to set your max lifts early, like right away. Even if they're not binding, it doesn't matter, just push them right out of the way, because you will have problems later. So max lifts are important. Another thing that I observed is that the levers that are smooth tend to drop like a lot. So whenever you set a lever, you should check actually all of the other levers if they didn't drop, but it's the smooth ones that drop the most. That's my experience. And what else? Well, I just want to really briefly touch on the positioning of your flag, because I had kind of sort of problems with it when I started. I didn't know what to do. So generally speaking, what I was doing, here's our keyway, right? I actually went in like with my flag vertically and towards the center of the lock, and that way I could pass like close to the levers and test them like this. So I didn't go inside like from here, right, but like this vertically. And then I was setting the levers either by rotation, so I was either rotating this flag, or I was just completely pushing it like this out of the way, right? So that's the way I was doing it. And maybe one more trick, this is like a really niche thing, and probably it will be interesting for like 2 people in the world, but I feel like I want to mention it. If you ever happen to get stuck in a false gate, and let's say you are tensioning this lock counterclockwise, right? I was going counterclockwise, so let's just assume you are doing the same. And imagine you are setting a lever on the left side, right? So what you are doing is you are rotating your flag counterclockwise as well, right? So you are going in the same direction as you're tensioning the lock, and that works against you like a lot. So that might make the false gates bind a lot harder, because I found that it's possible to navigate your way out of false gate if you ever get stuck there. But the trick here is to do like not this rotation, right, but you should try to get under that lever, and the shaft of your pick should be like towards the center, and push that lever like this. Okay, so counterclockwise, clockwise, so against your tensioning direction. And by doing this and slowly releasing tension, you might actually find your way out of the false gate. Alright, so I think I covered pretty much all of it. I'm sorry that this video is so long, but all of the others are actually pretty long, around 40-50 minutes, so I didn't want to be an exception. But I wanted to talk about the picking technique more than more than anything else, because this is a very unique lock and requires a lot of attention. So that's like my experience with it. I don't know what else should I tell you. Yeah, just one more remark probably towards the end is that as you learn this lock and you are getting pretty far with it, what can happen is that suddenly you run into a false set, and that's usually it's pretty bad, because the false set is a moment that the lock would open if all the levers would be set correctly, right? And you will learn, and that's my point here, you will learn that which levers are the ones that put you in a false set. And with this piece of knowledge you can use it, because uh, as you approach the advanced stages of picking this lock, and you feel that this lever that usually puts you in a false set is binding, just make sure that everything else is set. Like, go through all of the other levers multiple times, and even then, or after then, and only after then, try to set that lever that you know that is the, let's call it, false set lever, or it just might be the open the lock lever. So that's like my last piece of advice I wanted to give you. So I think that's pretty much all I know about this lock. But if you have some questions, feel free to talk to me on Discord. I'll be more than happy to answer it. I feel like this lock might get a little bit of more popularity as more people get to it. So I wanted to do like a more thorough guide on it, and my experience, and my some tips I found out during learning the strategy of this lock. Okay, guys, so I don't know if anyone made it this far. If you have, congratulations. There's 20 or 30 more minutes coming up. But thank you for listening to me, and I hope at least one person will find this video helpful, and I will be glad if that's the case. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin the pick. didn't expect this. So I don't have anything ready here. I'm gonna take a picture for my friend Rain, who sent me this log. Jesus, I did it. Funny thing is that I'm not sure how to disassemble it. Okay. I think I need some hex screwdrivers. I think I'm gonna actually watch a video really fast how Rain did it, because I'm really not sure. How to disassemble it correctly. Okay. So these things go out. Then he takes this out. Yep.
I've been told this is the...
Oops. Oh, there's a little spring in here. And this. Okay. And now what? It's talking. I think I'll just push this core out, right? And I will try not to touch anything that would rekey the lock. Yeah, I'll just catch the sidebar. This is just rotating. Okay. Sidebar springs. Super tiny. Yeah, I think he put this front plate back on and the back plate as well, so it did not rekey itself or what. Just a second, please. Okay. Oh yeah, I will show the sidebar. Sorry for the lighting conditions. Yeah, now I will just show the levers, but I don't want it to repeat itself, so well, I don't know how this thing goes in here. You can tell that I never disassembled this lock before. Wait a second. This part. Okay, I think I put this part like here. I think so. I don't get it. There are like two cutouts in there. I guess this is it. Okay. Sorry guys. Sorry for the lighting. I wish I could make it better. Just a second, maybe I can use my phone to see that, to show that everything is in place. Yeah, but I think I will just insert the key now. Wonder where that is. Yeah, here. Okay, so perfect, it works. Okay guys, so as mentioned before, this was extremely unexpected. It was just a practice run, so I did not have anything prepared. Not even I wasn't prepared how to cut it. So sorry for for my clumsiness, but that was the Opnus Memolis. So pretty happy about this open. Maybe I will redo this video, maybe not, but I got it recorded, so that's nice. Alright, if you made it this far, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day and see you next time with the next video. Bye.